Hello, my name is Dr. Space. I am currently a rank 6. I'll be conducting the final portion of your training, which is your final interview. If you have any questions at any time, feel free to reach out. And let's get started with your HP rules. Do not resuscitate patients on the street surrounding the hospital. Also, when there's territories, you don't revive anybody in the territory areas. We also do not revive around gang houses. You also do not serve patients who have their guns out. That is an automatic no. Also, when you're conducting your business selling your pills and med kits, do not stand on the floor. You can go behind a desk where there's usually 2 per desk for a grand total of 4, or down the hall where there's a total of 3. If all those spots are taken, feel free to do an EMS run or do your med deliveries. Or in worst case scenario, I guess you can clock out and take care of business on the outside. Do not go AFK while on duty. The punishment for that is a 3-day ban, demotion, and all funds returned. So all the money you made, gone. And then, like I said before, only 2 staff members per desk. If your medication wait time is over 5 minutes, to go do EMS runs or do your med deliveries. If the cooldown time before your restock is under 5 minutes, you have the option to chill in the cafeteria until your timer is up. Then you can go restock. Do you know where the cafeteria is, by the way? So we're going to need you to use your mic when it comes to the interview questions. So if you don't have that currently, that could be an issue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Do not use the front door under any circumstances until you are a rank 6 or higher. And rank 7s can only use the front parking lot. So under no circumstances should you be using that front door. I don't care if you just see a friend run out the door. Nothing, just no. The biggest one of all, do not, under any circumstances, spawn that bus. That is yo behind right there. If you spawn that, that's instant. You probably not gonna have a job tomorrow. So whatever you do, don't spawn that bus. Also, all radio checks are mandatory. So if you see someone say radio check and you see a bunch of people spamming 10-4, 10-4, 10-4, go on and hop on that train and hit that 10-4 because they're getting stricter on those radio checks. Like failure to comply, that is a reprimand. 2 reprimands or beyond, that's literally you're out the faction. You have anything to cover on the HP rules, OG?
No.
Next, we will be covering the MD rules. First, we have MD1, and that's the refusal to provide medical assistance. Refusal to give medicine to civilians or resuscitate a person without a justified RP reason. For example, like a turf war, active shootout, etc. The punishment for that is 1 reprimand. MD2 is on firearm usage. As medics, we are not allowed to use firearms, like even if we're being shot at. So your only defense in that situation is to use your taser when you get to your white scrubs or record and report. The only time you're allowed to use your firearms is if you are a rank 5 or above for training, or we're doing an authorized territory battle with a DCP or chief. MD3 is adherence to project rules. Medical faction members must follow all established project rules. Failure to comply is one warning to one reprimand. MD4 is on use of official vehicles for personal activities. Basically, you can't use an ambulance, a truck, or any of our vehicles for personal reasons. Like even if you're just driving back to the house to go, I don't know, collect rent money from someone renting, you can't use your ambulance for that. And if you do use it and are recorded or reported on that, that is the punishment of one warning. Sarah, can you please go to floor
You
one?
talking about the one you missed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sultan, can you go to floor one, please? Sir, can you please go to floor one,
That one right
please?
there.
No, the one that's before that one.
Can I help
Yeah,
you?
thank you.
You're kind of interrupting an interview right now.
That's
No,
supposed to
sir. I'm
air.
currently in the middle of an interview. I can talk to you after. I'll meet you on floor one
Yeah.
after I'm done. No, it's okay. I'll meet you on floor one after I'm done. Okay, we were on MD5. You cannot issue medical certificates outside of a hospital setting, and if you do so, that is one warning. MD6 is medical action during dangerous situations. So, for example, if someone was to call an ambulance and you were the one that answers the call, you pull up, and then like everybody's just shooting there. According to the rules, you cannot revive that person because the situation is too dangerous. But if you were to do it and someone recorded you doing that, that would be one warning. MD7 is gang association. Intentionally associating with gangs, committing major crimes, for example, theft, vandalism, or even just riding in the car with someone while in uniform, that would result in you getting a possible reprimand or dismissal from the faction based on the DCP's or chief's decision. So if you have gang friends and they want you to ride around while you're at work, can't do that. MD9, non-compliance with orders. Failing to follow orders or observe rank-based subordination is punishable by one reprimand. However, there is a caveat. If somebody was to ask you to do something that was against the rules, then you do have the right to say no. Like if somebody asked you to spawn the bus and they're like lower ranking than the appropriate rank for the bus, then yeah, you could say no. MD10 is use of personal vehicles for EMS work. You can't use your own vehicle to go out and do med runs or EMS runs to pick up bodies. That is punishable by one warning. MD11 is on proper roleplay conduct. Medical personnel must roleplay their duties appropriately, including interactions, dialogues. So that includes like your macros, speaking politely to your customers. I know they be going crazy in there sometimes. Like they'll be calling you all kinds of names under the sun. Like they will try to antagonize you. MD12 is on improper use of tasers. You don't have one yet unless you have an outlaw taser. But once you get your white scrubs, you'll have a taser and you'll be trained on how to use it appropriately. Attacking civilians with a taser weapon or physical force without any RP reason will make you be dismissed from the faction. So if someone was to record you doing that, that is automatic goodbye.
Hey.
Hmm?
Are,
Do an interview. What? Hurry.
doo-doo wipes are on.
Okay. RP 16 is criminal acts against emergency personnel. So if somebody was to like shoot you while you were out doing your job and you caught them on body cam, that is a punishment of 90 minutes in jail or a 12-hour ban. So no one should be doing that, but it's been happening a lot more lately. And there's the MD. Can you get him out the way?
What's he doing?
He's on the way.
Dr. Stitch ain't up here, Dr. Snitch ain't up here.
Lay down. Lay down. Thank you.
Get him out.
Come on. Go. Go.
Next, we will be covering the RP rules, starting with RP 14, which is on sexual harassment. Any form of non-consensual sexual activities, including simulations and explicit dialogues or actions, use of ethnic and or LGBT plus slurs, or excessive attention. All sexual actions require OOC consent. Such actions should not occur in public or frequently visited areas. And the punishment for not following those rules is 60 minutes mute or 24 hours to 30-day ban. RP 15 is disruption of faction operations. So when people come up to you, like while you're working, and try to like antagonize you, disturb you, or even shoot at you, that is punishment of 30 minutes in jail. RP 16 is criminal acts against emergency personnel, which is basically along the same lines of RP 15. Punishment for that is 90 minutes in jail to a 12-hour ban. Any questions so far?
No questions so far.
I'll turn the first 5 interview questions over to OG, and I will go from there. Let's see what he has.
Who?
OG.
Yes, Miss Devereux, why did you join the medical faction?
What were you gonna say, Dudu?
I'm hungry.
I know. Go eat.
Because I wanted to help patients.
I'm gonna make them in a second after I get the interview done. Eat some Belvita.
What do you think are some of the most important qualities of being a medical professional?
Being patient, courteous, and taking care of patients.
Yes, those are all great qualities. How would you handle high stress in an emergency situation?
Be calm and take my time.
Could you demonstrate how you would properly perform CPR or any other medical emergency using your macros? Perfect. One last question. How would you react to a patient if they were to deny you giving them like a med kit or pills?
Can you repeat that?
If a patient refused a med kit or pills, how would you handle that situation?
Ah, my bad. Hold on. Wait till they leave out. I'm throwing them up for you.
I would try to help them if they actually needed. If their health was low. If it wasn't low, then I would advise them to leave the hospital after they're fully healed.
So my next question for you is, what would you say the importance of having a chain of command is?
Authority.
That's true, but there's a little bit more to it. Like, think about it.
In control of taking care of patients and assuring safety.
Also true. But if you think about it, also it brings structure. So not it's all that duty is left on one person. Because imagine if the chief had to do everything, like if she had to do everybody's training, everyone's promotions, that would just overload her, and in reality, less work will get done. It also brings efficiency, makes things a lot smoother, and it gives everyone else a chance to expand beyond just doing the basic duties of their job. My next
Right.
question is, if you went to answer an emergency call and you saw three people on the ground, one was a gang member, one was a nurse, and the other was a police officer, who would you pick up and why?
I will pick up the nurse first. The nurse will most likely be able to help me revive the other patients that's on the ground as well.
See, I get where you're coming from, which makes a lot of logical sense. Like, I personally, if there weren't rules in place, I would consider doing the police because he could set the scene straight if the criminal decides to act crazy. But in our job, we go and pick up the person that called us there. So whoever has the red circle around their body when you show up on scene, that would be the first person you pick up.
Okay.
My next question to you would be, if you saw two of your colleagues arguing, just like on floor one, just arguing, going crazy, how would you handle that situation?
I would tell them to kindly move away from the floor if they're not getting any help or giving help, and move and go to floor 0.
This is going to be a little bit more of a tricky question. If you saw the highest ranking person in the hospital, the chief, out there just shooting people around the hospital, what would you do?
Put on my body cam
Mm-hmm. That's all you
and
can
report
do
the
is
situation.
record and report. Yes, ma'am. My last question for you would be, do you know what trainings you need to do for your next rank?
No, I'm not sure of the next trainings for the next level.
So after you complete this interview and promote it, and you get your next level on EXP, when you max that out, the next training you'll have to do is taser training, which will be probably the simplest training you have to do, where you literally just, you throw up your taser macro, fire your taser at your target, and then just run back to the hospital. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us before we wrap things up?
No questions.